Welcome back to Pro and Noob, everyone. We are here with the start of the second half of season 2 for Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
To Jarod, the Thieving Jedi.
Okay, you can drop that. You can
No,
drop
I
that.
can't.
We don't
No, I
need. We don't
can't.
need to. Especially because of when this is going to be coming out. This is such like in the rear view mirror fucking news
I
at this
know.
point.
Jarod stole from the Spanish, everyone. It's fine.
Not quite. Still not quite. It's a
Americans just can't help but take everyone
oh,
else's stuff, can they?
okay. All right. All right. Like I said, this is already so in the rearview mirror. I don't particularly feel like litigating this on this channel, but
That's why it's funny.
I think news coverage and a rewatch podcast are two staunchly different things. But either way, we're here, like you said, halfway point of season 2. Mitch, can I be very honest with you? Is this a safe place?
Are you going to say mean things about our funny little goober again?
No, it's not about the funny little goober. It's not about that little fascist goober. I find myself. It's so funny because in the last episode, I kind of like harkened back to the, middle part of Evangelion. God, I wish something would happen with the plot. I want to learn more about the world around us, and like the character development is remarkable in that span. But I want more plotting to happen. Me not quite understanding because of where I was that Cowboy Bebop was meant to feel stagnant at that point in time. I think this time around, this is more like Evangelion. These 3 episodes, great 3 episodes. This is not a complaint I would have if it weren't for this specific experiment. I am getting really tired of being honey-dicked with information. It feels like I'm on the precipice of learning something. I really feel like we're on the precipice of learning something. And I keep getting within like a foot and a half of the information and then yoink away, and I want to start throwing things. I am a little bit frustrated by these 3 episodes because I feel like I'm on the precipice of something and I need the release. I'm being edged by these titans. And I would like release. I would like to exhale at the end here.
I mean, maybe it's coming sooner than you think.
I hope it's gonna come. I hope it's gonna come.
Yeah. The smut of this man, honestly. Taking this nice, wholesome show. Made it into a cum joke, honestly.
I gave that. I was serving that up to you for that to be the episode title, like edging with the Titans.
I'm not calling this edging with Titans, though.
Edge on Titan.
No. If anything, it would be the name of the arc. So instead of Clash, it's Edge of the Titans.
But yeah, interesting stuff. This is the first time I have watched with Taylor in the room. So there was a lot of, okay, so what the fuck is going on? And me having to go, well, here's the thing, honey. Funny you mentioned
Why are these 2 giant guys like wrestling naked on the floor?
Again, it was just getting to be like, I don't know the answer to the question you're asking me. Again, whole point, I think, of Pro and Noob is to just make me nickel and dime shows that have like a big central mystery and like basically doing Chinese water torture on me as I get closer and closer to an answer, but can't get my hands on it quite yet. Which is, a little frustrating, but it is what it is. But no, I really enjoyed it. Anime tropes are anime troping.
Which trope, Jarod? Which trope? Mister, I've only ever watched 4 series in my lifetime. What trope? Trope.
I can tell you this: one of my least favorite words in the world is technique.
Oh.
I don't know. It might be a translation thing. It might be
possibly.
it might be a language barrier thing. I don't know what to make of it other than I always find myself rolling my eyes at the anime dialogue of it all when it's like, "Oh, he's using Annie's technique." And it's just like, you mean grappling him? You mean grappling him and throwing him to the ground?
But she was the only one that did it.
Yeah, but she's not the only person who's ever done it.
You don't know that. They don't know that. They're walled in people. They don't know that.
Oh, come on. It's I don't know. It's just one of those things that, like, I hear it and it just grates on me. I just don't like
I can't judge because there's certain words in anything, just not even shows or anything, that just grate my brain and I hate it. Like sweet treat. I despise those 2 words together.
That's funny.
Fucking hate it.
That's so weird.
Every time someone goes, "Oh, I want a sweet treat," I just want to. My soul dies. It just crumbles and dies.
Taylor and I like a sweet little treat.
That doesn't surprise me, Jarod.
But we put little in the middle. Does that break it up?
No. If anything, it might make it worse.
Damn. But no, and again, I want to make it clear, it's not specifically the word technique. It is just like the anime use of technique is always just like, I don't know. It's one of those barriers for me that I'm like, I don't know why it's so difficult for me when it's like the specific use of like,
because they're not saying form.
No, it's not that. It is nothing to do with, I wanted to be the 7 forms of lightsaber combat. It's not that I wanted to hear somebody go, "Oh, and he's using form 4 Ataru." Like, no, it's not that. It is like there's a weird flattening of it that I can, it's like, I used this technique and I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. These are one of those instances where I have no way to back this up. I have no textual evidence or textual reasoning for why I think it's bad, because I don't think it's bad. It's just a thing that annoys
it's just one of those
words.
Out of me. Just one of those words.
It's the anime context of it. It is the anime context of it. He's using Annie's technique.
Certain words and racism. That's what he's saying.
No, Christ. Anyway, because here's my thing. I don't hate the scene. I don't hate what is happening there. Yeah. Where it was him sparring with Annie gave him the idea of, what if I just basically do BJJ on it? What if I just basically start doing Titan Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Really cool.
What if I don't run at this mountain of a man?
What if I don't just try to start throwing haymakers at basically plate mail?
The armored Titan and expect to win. He's a goober.
I liked how brittle the armor actually is, though. That when you apply pressure to it, not just force, but pressure, that it will begin to crack.
It's a bit like tungsten, right? Yeah, you're not really you're gonna have a hard time getting through it, but just tungsten.
Yeah. I like that a lot. I liked it kind of as also an allegory for the conflict as well. That you can't win this fight through just sheer force. You have to apply pressure. Like you can't just manhandle your way into a victory. I love that.
Also very Evangelion coded, that entire fight.
In what way?
In a way that Evangelion takes the fight slow. They don't go flashy and over the top. It's slow. It's a more methodical pacing to it. It's like to actually think your way out of something.
I mean, I see that. I mean, the thing with Evangelion and the combat, even though I said so many times, like, I like the fight choreography. A lot of it were like certain moments. Like there are certain like hits and blows and like weapon attacks that are framed and given so much of a moment in the fight with Eva that it stood out. Where like the Attack on Titan stuff, it's all just like really ugly bare knuckle brawls.
Yeah.
You know, and even Evangelion, like the choreography is not that astonishing. It's just like but it has great individual hits and it has great individual like finishers. You know, I would say on the whole, I quite like the fight choreography in Dan to Dan more than anything we've talked about.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, even Bebop was really stylish action, but for the most part, it's stylish gunplay. But either way, I like the conflict as presented. I like the very interesting kind of Hail Mary Berthold throws, where he's like,
I wouldn't call that Hail Mary. That seems very like thought out and methodical.
Hail Mary in terms of this is a very risky play. Like you can have a well thought out and methodical Hail Mary. The whole point is like I'm going to do something kind of insane. And I think deciding, despite being the biggest like combatant in the field, choosing to not really engage in combat at all, but instead deciding to just melt yourself so that you can basically be a huge diversion because of the environmental hazard he's creating, and then a kind of getaway vehicle to cause like one final act of carnage to scatter everybody.
He is a bum.
Yeah, using the biggest weapon you have, not as a blunt instrument that he is kind of designed to be, but to set him off as this like blast furnace bomb. That is really cool and interesting. And I really liked the use there. I think it was also an interesting way to creatively to devise a situation where Aaron Titan and a bunch of rookie scouts plus Hanji can survive an encounter with the Armored Titan and the Colossal Titan. That putting them in a situation where it goes, we could win here in terms of we don't die, but our actual objective, our mission that we are on, whoever has given them that mission, whether it be somebody above them or it's their own choice as to what they're doing right now, the objective is leave with Eren Yeager and Ymir.
Yeah.
And we can fight our way out. People are probably going to die, among them Ymir and Eren. There's no clean way to make sure we get out of here. Unless you blow yourself up and we let the Armored Titan run the ones with Eren. You know, I think that was just a very interesting conflict. You know, it almost feels like a reversal of how a lot of people try to add stakes to like any Superman narrative, where things get a little abstract and it's like, okay, you like literally there's no punching your way out of this. It does not matter that you are faster, stronger, more agile, your senses are more acute and attuned than anybody in the world. Here is a situation that you were going to have to like reason your way out of or come up with something.
It's interesting as well. Like, not even the fight itself, but the fact that it's been 2.5 seasons. This is the first real Titan fight. So I don't count Annie in the wall. That's Annie trying to get away. Same with Annie in the forest. Annie's trying to get away and Eren's just tweaking out and throwing hands everywhere. This is the first real fight he's had as a Titan.
I think if you're using that line of reasoning, I think the objective is still smash and grab. The objective is still,
I'm just saying, like,
the objective is still to extract and escape. So even with that logic, I mean, I think the Annie,
but with Annie, there's nothing to Annie. Annie's is just I need to get out of here. There's no I need to grab something and go. It's I just need to get out of here. Her whole thing is run the fuck away. Reiner and Berta are trying to get something to then get out. That's the key difference there. In the forest with Annie and Eren, Annie's just, again, trying to get away from Eren because he's tweaking the fuck out. And there's no actual real Titan fight before that.
I mean, not with an abnormal. There would be a fair fight. I mean, like with the normal ones, Eren just, is able to just brute force his way through those.
Exactly. He just walks through everything. It's the first real, at least for me anyway, it's the first real.
No, I hear what you're saying. I don't agree with you. I don't. I see your reasoning though. But yeah, no. So I thought the stakes there were really interesting. I will say, pardon my yawning. There have been multiple times this season where I have been a little skeptical of kind of bringing things to a screeching halt for a flashback.
Yeah.
And I would even go so far as to say I don't think I needed one here.
What, the whole Annie flashback?
The Annie flashback I do think was good contextually. That it was more the flashback to when they were younger. And
I love that.
Because here's my thing. I didn't need to be reminded about Hannes, Eren, Mikasa, and Armin's relationship. I think if they are licking their wounds and Hannes just pulls up and he's like, "Hey, I know shit's scary right now, but you need to remember who your boy is." I think being able to just say this tenacious little motherfucker has never not once gone down without a fight, and I will say, and I'm going to get ahead of it before anybody else can make the epic confrontations joke, I felt a little seen by that monologue,
Wow.
He's like, I've never seen him win, but I've never seen anybody with more fight in him either. Like, I was like, yeah, even though
Jarod finally admits it.
No, I have plenty of wins. Most KOs in the league, but very decisive victories under my belt. But no, I really like that, the way they were speaking on Eren, and I almost feel like, I don't know, I didn't need to watch him be in a situation where he's getting his ass beat and then runs back for more.
See, I don't think it's
neat because I've been watching the show. I've seen it happen. I didn't need a flashback when they were little. Like, I like it. Again, the scene is good and it pays off and it does still have an emotional resonance. I just like, it still works. It still works. That is a me. Yeah. Like, if I had final cut of Attack on Titan, I would ask the people who wrote and directed this episode in particular, explain to me why the flashback is required. Like, that would be one of those, like, talk me through why you think this is essential to it. Because this is the first time I got to the end of one of these flashbacks and went, I don't think I needed that. I don't think this would make or break the emotional punch here. Because and correct me if I'm wrong, it feels like it's been a hot minute since we've really seen Hannes. Like, in any meaningful way.
Yeah. The last time you saw him, I can't even remember the last time he's in it. No, his first time isn't the last time, is it? Surely not. I can't even remember the last time. I think that to me is why it's required, because it has him in it.
To kind of like remind everybody. I mean, I'll give you that. Mm-hmm. I
also didn't want to give the answer of, you should take 5 minutes out of an episode. You're 5 minutes. You've got nothing to put in there because you have to keep.
Sure, I understand that limitation. I'm just saying, for me personally, I think I'm also a little sensitive to that, because I know we kind of spent the last episode of going back and forth a little bit on Stranger Things. That is one of the things that I legitimately do not like about Stranger Things, and would complain
Just blame
about.
ChatGTP, it's fine.
And complain about watching with Taylor. No, through the whole fucking show. All 5 seasons, that like the moment something happened, they felt the need to show you like an immediate flashback of like a similar thing. You know?
It's
like,
why a lot of people are saying that Stranger Things is an anime for people who think anime is weird.
What?
Stranger Things is an anime for people who think anime is weird. That's the consensus going around now. It's written like a really bad, like someone's got an idea of what anime is and they're trying to adapt it to Western audiences.
That's really funny.
It's a Stranger Thing.
That's really funny. I don't know that I agree with that take, but I think that take is super funny.
It's 100% true.
But yeah, so I really like that moment. You know, I like that that they're going for a full-fledged rescue team to extract Aaron from Reiner and Berthold.
You can do it, Jared. No, well done.
I lost it for a moment, but I got it back. Because I was really worried for a second. I was really worried there for a second. It was about to be like fucking Armin, Mikasa, and Hannes is going, and we're gonna go in alone, and we're gonna go rogue. And I was like, all right, you know, the fucking.
But then you have the whole, we've been here for 5 hours since it's all happened. Like, no one's actually gonna fucking run off and do it.
Right. And I was very happy for them to be like, okay, we're gonna do this like not insane people.
You get Irvin the goat coming here.
But yeah, so really, really enjoyed that specific element. I'm trying to think. But yeah, to kind of bring it back to what I was saying in the beginning, to bring us to the 3rd episode, I am ready for release. I am ready to know. I'm ready to learn something about the Titans. Because truly, we're coming up on like 2 full seasons where I don't know shit about fuck.
Season and a half, kind
of. Okay. 2 seasons of this show are about to pass us.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've learned anything. With every episode, I feel like I have more questions than I have answers. And
it's because you have, yeah, you're right.
And again, these are one of those instances where, yes, I'm frustrated. Yes, I'm on the edge of my seat. Yes, I want to know these things. That means the show is working. That means it's good that I care enough to be frustrated that I don't have answers. But still, I'm frustrated that I don't have any answers at all as to how any of this works.
But you should know how this all works by now. You get your answers later on.
I know. I'm tired of waiting.
Be patient, Jared. You're not even halfway through the show yet.
I would be more patient if it did not feel like I've been sitting. It would not be this frustrating if it did not feel like I have gone 6 episodes now, feeling like I'm standing on the cusp of a revelation.
You've only got 3 more until the end of the season. You never know what's going to happen, do you? No, maybe Irvin rocks up, cuts off Reiner's arm, and Reiner just spills all the beans. Who knows? Who knows?
I'm going to sit down to watch these next 3 episodes, and his arm's going to come off, and I'm like, oh, okay, shit. I'm just going to like sit back, have some popcorn, and just start taking notes. Okay, that's how this works.
It's really funny because Attack on Titan, most people lose an arm.
But I didn't understand what you said.
It's Attack on Titan, most people lose an arm.
Oh, yeah.
They get eaten all the time. Like.
Oh, also, I really enjoyed, that reminded me, I enjoyed learning that Mikasa missed.
What, with Reiner?
Yeah.
Well, Bertold, yeah.
No, whenever she just had her like, okay, like weapons free moment that I talked about in our last episode, that I love that she just immediately went in. You know, and I just kind of assumed that it was like these guys know their way around not just using the ODM gear, how it works. They're intimately familiar with it. They also know as Titans how to evade being struck by it.
Why I kept saying she fucked up.
I don't remember you saying.
Granted, I shouldn't have said that last week, but
I thought you just meant she fucked up by not like getting her kill. I thought you just
that's
I didn't
what
realize.
it is. Yeah.
I didn't realize you meant that like it was something Mikasa would internalize of her going, "Why didn't I just go and behead them?" Where she's like, I just assumed we're like because she was like, again, to be a little pedantic here, Mikasa frames it as though she choked and chose to not go for immediate kill shots.
Well, I mean, if you look at what she
whereas I interpreted what happened as she
just
went for them, and and she hit what she hit. That it was like, we got to take these guys out right now, or at the very least incapacitate them before they can turn and then finish them off. Like, it seemed very much like a just get them and get them now, as opposed to like, I had the opportunity to go for the quick kill and I missed, or I fucked up, or I choked.
Well, it's both.
Yeah.
It's both, because you look at how she attacked the pair of them. She went for both of their heads.
Yeah.
No, Reiner lost a hand because he was like that.
Yeah.
No, and then fucking Beartail's gripping his neck.
Yeah, he got his
throat cuts him in the stomach. Like, she went for the shot. She just choked and fucked up.
Again, it's a very little beat. It's a very minor beat, but I really liked it.
It's a good beat.
It's a very good beat.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How are you feeling about Reiner and that whole thing on the trees? Because I find it really interesting, the whole... Not saying he has a split personality, but I think Ymir's bang on the money there. That he's so conflicted about everything. His coping mechanism is, I'm still a scout.
I like
a soldier.
The plot device, and I like the beat for him that he has to that he has to actively remind himself what he's actually here to do. It was one of those instances where like Ymir saying he has a split personality, and it's like, okay, so like one of the most exhausting tropes that is never depicted properly. One of those moments, kind of like, it was like it was building and building and building and building and building, and then we took a step back and we built back up because of his time in the scene.
I think he's just trying to throw him off kilter, to be honest. Trying to rile him up.
No, for sure, and I get that, and I don't like demand that Attack on Titan, have like a diagnostic psychology book on hand to accurately discuss the particulars of Reiner's psychological issues. But no, I like the scene a lot, and I like the way that he, in a good way, stunts the momentum of the conversation a lot. Where like he kind of out of nowhere is like, I really hope we get promoted for this. This is fucking horseshit. Like, he's like, it's like, I don't like, he's like, it's not like I'm doing it for the glory, but a little bit of acknowledgement go along, and like,
I don't want to be a captain or anything. Like, that's too much.
But like, it's such a human and genuine conversation, that it is galling, like that was what, like, again, I think Eren as a character can sometimes be grating for me because of how much bluster there is to him. And even though I know in his soul he means it, so much of it is that, again, like weird at the drop of a hat, where, one of his comrades is like, oh man, I really don't want to fight this battle because I think I'm going to die. And Eren like, come on, you coward. And he freaks out like that. It becomes frustrating because, in a good way, because it's like, dude, like, you need to see the forest for the trees. Like, you need to understand that there's a human element to this. I understand how you feel, but bro, rein it the fuck in. And this moment, like Eren in the third episode we watch, Opening is the name of it, right?
Yeah.
I love this. Might have been one of my 2 favorite beats from Eren in the whole show so far.
Nice.
The first one being him getting angry at Reiner's moment where he switches into being a soldier. I also really like the distinction between we're not soldiers,
Soldier and
we're
warrior.
warriors. And I meant, like there's a part of me that hears that. Pardon me. In like the current context I am living in as an American, where there's a lot of like performative differentiating between those titles. That the warrior class is kind of this almost mythic, deified, just loose concept to justify a might makes right mentality. And that the warrior transcends the soldier. The soldier is rank and file. The soldier is a nameless, faceless mass sent to the meat grinder. The warrior is inherently glorious. And I think there's a linguistic, psychological element that is really important to that differentiation. And
it's dehumanizing as well, right? Like, being a soldier, like, no, you're better than that. You're not one of these people. They're animals.
Yeah. And I think that like the military culture of violence in the real world that leans heavily on the warrior archetype, again, it is a deification of might makes right and personal strength and rugged individualism, as opposed to a soldier who is part of a collective. And that emphasis on the self, I think, is really fascinating to hear, especially because of the way the Titans have been framed to us up to this point as unthinking, unfeeling, just completely undifferentiatable masses. It is only a recent development that we even remotely know or understand that these are, in fact, some of them are people. At least some of them are people with beliefs and philosophy and worldviews and convictions that shape the decisions they're making, that shape why they're choosing to walk the path they're walking, why they're choosing to lead a very dangerous, horrific double life, and what the end game of that could be. It's really fascinating to hear that specific class of people then turn around to deify the individual warrior and not the common soldier. That is deeply fucking fascinating to me. And I so badly want to know more of how the hell this group of people arrived at that fucking conclusion.
Especially someone like Bertold, right? You don't really get that impression from him that he'd be saying something like that. But...
Not at all. Not at all. And again, it would make more sense for the scouts, who do have deified warriors like Levi.
Yeah.
That is a warrior. Like by this definition, that is a warrior.
Yeah.
Not a soldier. Levi is many things. Rank and file common soldier is not one of them. The man has his own technique where he's doing the Beyblade shit, filleting titans in the air. Like, that's not a soldier. He's not talked about like a soldier. They have a, we know that the scouts, that this whole society has hierarchy. There are commanding officers. There is a bureaucracy, that runs things. This seems like a society that would very easily, if because of both cultural factors and for, propagandistic reasons, deify the warrior, and they fucking don't. Again, like that's part of why I'm anticipating the military coup. Because for the military coup to happen, you have to deify the warrior. On some level, you need to have a great warrior who understands what they are being asked to do by the ruling class to galvanize the rank and file. So to hear that come from the mouth of nameless, faceless, for not in a literal sense, but for all intents and purposes, the way that humanity experiences them, this hive mind of just horrific eaters. What do you mean you're a warrior? Better than a soldier, better than a common, piece of cannon fodder. That is deeply compelling, and I cannot wait to see where the fuck that goes. But to go back to the Aaron of it all, somebody who I do think deifies the warrior as well.
100%, yeah.
I liked his reaction to Reiner's back and forth. I really appreciated getting to see Aaron get to talk to a Titan that was, and he's right, very much complicit in his mother's death.
Yeah.
To get to be like, so like, what did you think? How did you feel? Because
I love his response to that, by the way.
I felt bad at first.
Well, it's not even at first. In the moment, I felt sorry.
In the moment, I felt sorry. Yeah.
Devastating. So what you fucking mean? In the moment, like, you piece of shit.
But again, but that response is so elucidating to the quote unquote warrior mentality of in the moment I was forced to see you with humanity. And it broke me to know what I was complicit in. But that warrior mindset, and again, just the sentence warrior mindset is such a cancer on culture right now. Because you have so many people who want to fancy themselves as warriors, but certainly not protectors.
No.
I felt bad in the moment, but the mission is more important than that. Just
crazy.
Again, fucking incredible. God, I wish I learned something more about what's actually happening.
Well, if you really want to learn more about something that's happening, I suggest we wrap this one up, unless you've got anything else to say.
I think that's all I got. I think we're going to do it.
Yeah, you think you're going to do it?
I think we're going to do it.
Yeah. Well, we'll be back next week, ladies and gentlemen. So, Jarod, where?
You guys can find me over on the Nerd Academy podcast. That's the main place you can find me, namely our MCU rewatch show called The Road to Doomsday, except no substitute. Making our way. We're getting towards making our way through phase 3 of the MCU right now. Very, very, very excited to get to the end here and start revisiting some of these more recent projects that are like a little bit fresher in the mind, but hazier because of that, no particulars.
It's funny because you're saying that about a phase that started. Was Doctor Strange the first or second movie of phase 3? I know it was really early on.
Well, I mean, Doctor Strange came out today. By the time people are seeing this, you're probably watching the Homecoming episode.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Or
anyway, my point was that like the haziness of it is like that movie's like nearly 10 years old. Which is wild to think about.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Jesus
Christ.
Oh, yeah. Doctor Strange is... When did Doctor Strange actually come out? 2016 or 17?
2016.
Wow, so it is 10 years old.
In November, yeah.
Oh, that's horrific. So what's the second movie of Phase 3?
Yeah, because it was right after Civil War, yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. Oh, my God. Still haven't got a third movie.
But yeah, so you guys can check that out. Luminous Odyssey, the Star Wars RPG show over on the All Remaining Systems channel and on Epic Confrontations, where my teammate Michael McCoy and I have our first match coming up very, very soon. So stay tuned for that.
But they're going to lose.
Oh.
Like a pair of them always do.
No, man, this one's going to be fucking light work. You cut that.
I can cut it, yeah.
Taylor opened the door and I didn't pause it because I thought she was about to say something funny, and she was just like, I'm going to run to the store.
I was like, you couldn't make it out. You could hear what she was saying. You could hear she was saying something, but I couldn't understand it.
But
I don't know why I did that, because I wasn't leading into anyone saying anything there. But you can follow me on the Blue Skies, Mitch692, right here. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you next week. Will Jarod have some answers next week? I know. You probably know.
Time will tell. But until then, defend the wall.